Hi there and welcome to Hadley's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a poached egg over an Asiago cheese bagel. And I just wanted to do this video because some people have been asking me about simple techniques and like the quote basics, and I just wanted to take a minute and show some of that. So poaching an egg is really easy. You don't really need anything other than water, a spoon, fresh eggs, as fresh as you can get, and a high-sided pan. So I wouldn't use like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a saucepan. You want something that has kind of an edge to it. Not necessarily a pot, but just a straight edge is fine. And you're gonna fill it with water to about, a ½ inch from the top. And then you're gonna put it on the stove on medium-high heat so that it gets to a simmer. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So my water is just about at a simmer. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in some salt. Because you salt everything, right? I'm gonna gently mix this with my spoon. And I'm gonna go ahead and get a plate ready with a paper towel on it. So now we are just about at that simmer, and some people are gonna call me out and say I'm cheating, but I like to put my egg in a little bowl to put into the water. And this is because a lot of times that egg yolk will break just from, I guess, the shock of the water or from any other variety of reasons. I'm sure a scientist can tell me. So here we go, we're at that simmer, and I have my spoon ready with it so that I'm gonna try and essentially fold the water over the egg. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Because again, we want a simmer. We don't want a rolling boil. Because if you have a rolling boil, then you get something closer to an egg soup, and that's not what we want. Okay, so I'm back down to a fairly high simmer, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of cradle this into the water. Sorry, that's kind of hard to see, isn't it? Cradle that in and hold it with the spoon. There we go. Turn this back up a hair and get my other egg cracked right away into my bowl, and in he goes as well. I'm just gonna hold that with the spoon, keep it in place. See, now the fresher your eggs are, the more the egg white is actually going to hold its shape. These, unfortunately, are a little, shall we say, aged in the fridge. So the fresher the better, and that's part of the reason why. So these are gonna go now. I'm gonna turn this back up just a hair, just for a few minutes, and I'll show you what you're looking for when it's ready. So as they cook and they've solidified a little bit more, feel free to just give them a light zhuzh so that they don't stick or something horrible to the bottom of your pan, right? Because of course I'm not using a non-stick skillet like I should be. And we'll be right back. Okay, so these have been going now for literally just a minute, and I'm gonna pick one up with a spoon here. Gentle, gentle. That's still pretty runny. You can see how much that jiggles there. That's pretty runny in the whites as well as the yolk. You do need to check them both because different areas of the pan will heat a little bit differently. This one's a little bit firmer, for example. I want my yolks a little bit more done, and especially I want the whites done because I don't like a runny white. It kind of freaks me out, like I'm gonna get salmonella and die. Even though I know that comes from the shell of the egg, but anyway. We're gonna let these cook. You'll see a white foam kind of start building around your water. That's kind of an indicator as well that we're getting close to these being done. You do want to pull them before they're at the doneness that you want because there's residual heat that's gonna keep them cooking. Okay, just a few more seconds. And I've gone ahead and grabbed a plate with a paper towel. This is also because I don't own a slotted spoon. You would think I would. But I furnish my kitchen from the dollar store because who has time and money for sur la table or something like that? Because I don't. Okay. Tap, tap, tap. Ooh, perfect. So you can see here, let's see here. You can see it's a little bit firmer. Perfect. Just gonna set that on the plate, follow suit, turn off the heat. We're gonna check him as well. Bring it close to the camera here. You can see some jiggliness, but those whites are a little bit firmer. And on the plate it goes. And now I have 2 beautifully poached eggs. But now, what to do with them? All right, so now for that final piece, right? I have here a nice toasted Asiago cheese bagel from Panera. Shout out, unsponsored sponsor. I'm gonna gently lift my egg onto my spoon. I flipped it so that I can flip it back onto my bagel. You can top this a variety of ways. People do avocado, onion, cheddar cheese, Swiss cheese, maybe a nice Gruyere. That's always nice. Today I'm just doing simple, just on the bagel. I also do have a little bit of furikake, which is a Japanese or Hawaiian, depending on how you look at it. I think it's technically Japanese rice seasoning, but it is very popular in Hawaiian places. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on here. Mine has a salmon flavor to it. So let's go ahead and try to do one of those famous like money shot things, which I've never done before. So I'm gonna cut this. Let's see what happens. Oh, big reveal. And that yolk is nice and runny. This is all the runny that I like mine. If you want it more runny, you just pull it out a little bit earlier than when I did. But there you have it. It's nice and crispy. Let's take a little sample here. Maybe I can fail. I failed, but that's okay. Like Tabitha Brown, that's okay. You do you. Okay. Mmm. Delicious. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. See you next time.